What's up, everyone? Hang on. Wait a minute. Almost there. Pinky out and... Doppio espresso in my little Serbia cup. See that? Anyway, Serbia. Today's agenda. What are we talking about? So, real quick, I figured I'd do a quick intermission, so to speak, between my going to be episode 3, I think, maybe 4, no, 3 of my analog assault on the state-of-the-art, which is going to continue actually this coming weekend with the next episode. But in the meantime, I figured the fine folks at Technics sent me, drum rolls please, ta-da, the new EAH-AZ100 wireless premium earbuds for review. Thank you, Technics. Thank you, Bill Voss, the business development manager for the US. Known Bill for a long time and appreciate the fact that they entrusted it to me to give you a review. Now, of course, there are countless of reviews of these earbuds online. And hopefully I'll be able to offer a different value by providing a bit of different context to things. As we all know, context is key, and perspective is the mother of all clarity. So let's get started. First of all, I want to say 2 things. One, here is going forward, as I had mentioned a couple of videos ago, earlier in the year or later last year, before I do any kind of evaluative sound review of any product, turntable, CD player, loudspeaker, etc., I am publishing. As the only hi-fi audio reviewer online, damn it. Yep, I've challenged many to do it. No one has taken me up on it yet. In fact, most don't even know it exists. I am posting my ear frequency response graph through my Apple AirPods Pro 2 and their recently released, well, it's been a couple of months, medical grade ear test, hearing test that you can perform as many times as you want. And it does a really, really good job. So there it is. You can see it. This is what my hearing looks like. Number 2, what I wanted to point out is I think for the most part, this review of the lovely, nicely packaged, by the way. These are silver. They come in black as well. Nice little etched, laser etched Technics logo. Actually, it's not even etched. It's carved in, probably laser carved in a plastic case. I think the value out of these particular headphones is largely going to depend on whether or not you are an Android phone user or an iPhone user. The simple fact being Apple's walled garden, love it or hate it, prevents many other headphones and many other devices, etc., to do the same thing that Apple devices can do within the iOS and macOS ecosystem. And what do I mean by that? For example, I pair with Apple Quick Pair, which unfortunately these do not have. They have Android Quick Pair, but not iPhone. I can pair automatically. Actually, I don't even have to pair them. We pair them once on your main device, and they show up across all of your Apple devices at the same time without you having to repair them, right? And of course, that's part of, again, Apple's ecosystem power and the almost monopoly they hold over it, although there's cracks appearing quickly and succinctly across Europe, for example. They've forced them to open up their app store. I think there's going to be more and more of that coming. Again, because primarily third-party manufacturers simply do not get the same level of access to the operating system as Apple products do. And, I think at this point in the life stage of the iPhone, I don't know. I don't think they can get away with that much longer. So, what do I mean by that? Well, quite simply, because these Technics phones do not offer the feature parity of AirPods, they are, I don't want to call it second-grade citizen or second-class citizen, but they almost feel like it, right? But this is not unique to the Technics product. This is across the board. So from an Android perspective, I can't really review them because I don't have an Android device. And so my opportunity to review these is exclusively based on and followed up through my use with iPhone. So just up front, up ahead, let me disclose that, and you can make of it as you will. Now, getting into the meat and potatoes of the subject matter. So, I think Technics did a good job with sound quality. I looked at the presentation they sent with the reviews, and it's this, googly boo of all kinds of tech terms and stuff that, for the most part are just that, tech terms. How do they influence sound? What kind of difference do they make? Like, for example, fluid-filled magnetic drivers. I have no idea, right? To me, getting into the sound quality, they remind me a lot of Beats. They've got a nice bottom end, chunky, robust, right? It's got punch. You feel it. I mean, you hear it right away as soon as the first song blasts through them. The mid-range is nicely resolved, not too up front, not too far in the back, kind of like just nice in the middle, if I want to say that. And then the highs are, again, very reminding of Beats in the sense that they're not nearly as pronounced as they are on AirPods Pro 2, right? The AirPods Pro, I think, have a more neutral response in a sense that bass is not exaggerated and quite as thick and powerful. And so therefore, it kind of evens out the rest of the frequency response playing field across the board, right? So I think these guys, they do a good job. You play any kind of, top 40 hits or Kraftwerk, electronica, etc., and they sound fantastic, right? They have that punch. You get that. And I've always felt that headphones in particular, to me anyway, need to have a little bit more shove, a little bit more punch, just because you don't get that visceral feel that you get listening to just standard 2-channel speakers or surround sound or whatever, right? Speaking of surround sound, yes, they do have and incorporate the Dolby Atmos, otherwise known as a spatial audio, which is another thing that Apple pioneered with their AirPods a couple of years ago. But yeah, you can turn this on and off in the app. And again, I can't believe how in 2025, and this is a pet peeve of mine, audiophiles still poo-poo all over Dolby Atmos. I mean, seriously. I'm telling you here right now, sidebar, audiophiles are the detriment to the continuous exploration of providing an amazing audio experience, right? And they claim that, the mixes are not right, this, that, and the other. And to me, it's like the analogy would be, okay, you're watching a 4K movie on a 4K screen, and you're complaining about the fact that the source material was a VHS cassette with 220 lines of resolution, shitty colors, and noise all over the place. But you poo-poo the 4K material or the 4K TV or the 4K HD disc for that. Come on, seriously, that's stupid, right? It's got nothing to do with that. Dolby Atmos is not bad because some guy does not know how to mix Dolby Atmos properly. It's bad because the guy does not know how to mix Dolby Atmos. So mix Dolby Atmos better, and you get an incredible experience. Anyway, have I made myself clear? Wake up back there. That's right, I'm talking to you. You, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's my 2 cents on Dolby Atmos. Love the way it sounds. You're listening to movies, fantastic. It gives you really that sort of, with just two channels, standard, no Dolby Atmos. Everything kind of still like it always does with headphones. It sounds in your head. Dolby Atmos, it really widens out the soundstage, and you get all these effects flying all over you, around you, through you, etc. Now, I will say that in comparison to the AirPods Pro 2, the Dolby Atmos on the Technics is a little more shrunk down. They need to dial that up a little bit and add a little more space. For example, when I was listening to Kraftwerk Autobahn, fahren auf der Autobahn, wir fahren. Anyway, on that opening the opening synth bass line and the car, you know, when the Mercedes starts and you hear it going from right to left on the Apple AirPod Pro 2s, that Mercedes goes way, way out there, right? I mean, literally, I'm kind of like showing with my arm. It feels like that's where it goes, where with the Technics, everything is more shrunk down and more intimate and more compact. So maybe you prefer that. I kind of like to widen it up. Unfortunately, there's no way to adjust the Dolby Atmos level and effects, unlike the rest of the stuff that you can adjust in the app. And so maybe the Technics engineers can tweak that a little bit or offer an opportunity to adjust that sound field width and depth, etc. for Dolby Atmos. Now, in conclusion, look, I'll say this. I think the biggest problem, and this is because I've spent almost 20 years in tech, so my perspective is that's kind of like my baseline perspective of things, right? When it comes to these personal experience and enjoyment devices, mobility devices, is that a lot of this is the hardware is driven by the software, right? In other words, you have a baseline of hardware and you can then pack on software features. And look, at the end of the day, Technics is a tiny peanut, even under the Panasonic Matsushita umbrella, compared to Apple and Google, right? Or Samsung even, for that matter. And so, you know, when it comes to software development, by the way, I have no idea. I didn't ask Bill. Maybe somebody knows and they can post post something in the comments below. I don't believe that the app that's used to control and set up the Technics phones was written by Technics or Panasonic people. Maybe it was, I don't know. Far more likely that it was done by a third-party app developer. And so everything kind of comes and falls with that, right? The user experience on the app is, it's okay. I think they could have done a much better job with that. I think there's entirely too many features packed onto that app that are trivial and or that are features that you'll maybe check once and never again. So I think the app flow itself, the UI, UX can be improved. But then it's also, again, how are they going to plan on adding features? For example, and again, I go back to my comment very early on in the video, which is the quality and experience of these headphones is largely going to depend on whether you're an iPhone user or an Android user. For example, are they planning to integrate Apple's Find My API into these headphones? Which basically means to say that, like AirPods, I can open up my Find My app and I can find these, right? With the Bluetooth Wi-Fi connectivity and triangulation, you can locate these, right? Are they in my car? Did I leave them in the bedroom? Wherever, right? You can do that with these as well, but it's obviously not integrated because they haven't accessed that Find My API that Apple has provided. Another API that Apple provided with iOS 18, which is the latest operating system for iOS devices, is the Quick Pair that I mentioned earlier, right? They haven't implemented this on the iPhone side. I hear and I saw that they have it implemented on the Android side. So it'd be nice if there would be feature parity on that. So basically you open up the case and the the headphones pair with your phone right away, right? I mentioned I started off with the hearing test feature. That's something that Apple added years after these phones came to market. That was a feature that was just launched, I want to say back in October, November, here in the US, in the rest of the world, I think Western Europe at least, just earlier this year. And it's a medical grade hearing test that you can perform on your AirPods, as you saw in my opening screenshot. They can do the same thing with these. Are they going to? I don't know. I don't know what the roadmap for the app looks like. If anyone at Technics is interested in my personal feedback and how you could make it even better and more jingity jang, feel free to reach out to me. Maybe Bill Voss can facilitate that. I'm happy to be a guinea pig for you guys because I really think these are a good baseline that you can develop on from. So anyway, that said, yeah, good stuff. Sounds as you would want something like this to sound. Yes, they offer the far more advanced Qualcomm, I think. What is it called? Xtac or Exact? I forgot what the name of it is. Protocol. They also offer the Sony LDAC protocol for high-res lossless. Are you going to notice that? With Apple, of course, it's only AAC, and this is how they connect as well to your iPhone or iPad or Mac. Can you tell the difference? I don't know. I doubt it. In fact, I'll go on a limb and I'll say that you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But anyway, maybe there's golden ears, 75-year-old men with spiky hair that have golden ears that can hear up to 50 kilohertz. Who knows? Maybe they can. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Would love to see their hearing graph, for example. But be that as it may, yeah, cool stuff. Cool product. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Battery life, outstanding. Way better. Double the battery life than AirPods. And you notice that. So, in fact, it's the one quibble that I have with these is that the battery life is about 5 hours, and it's about 10 hours on these. So that's a very nice feature to have. So, anyway, that's my feeling. That's my thought. Enjoy the show, and tune in next week, or actually, no, this week, towards the end of the week, for the next in analog reference audio. Thanks for watching as always. Tune in next time. Ciao.